Hi, my name is Glenn, and to those of you who know me from YouTube, it's Godless Glenn. And if you don't know me from YouTube, feel free to look me up there, subscribe to me, interact with me in the comments. I will be glad to have you a part. Today I want to talk about the delusion of Pentecostalism. For those of you who don't know, I grew up in a Baptist home, and then as I moved into early adulthood, I moved away from that into a Pentecostal setting. Now, when I say Pentecostal, I'm talking about not one particular denomination, because at first I was going to a Church of God church, and then later a Pentecostal Church of God, and they're both Pentecostal type churches. So the term Pentecostal is an umbrella term, and it's really a movement inside Christianity that believes there is a separate experience apart from salvation where the believer is empowered to be more effective ministers of the gospel. So that's essentially what it is in layman's terms. So I grew up as a Baptist throughout my childhood and then as a Pentecostal. As I got older, like I said, and I spent many years in this setting, and I'll try to make this as brief as possible. But essentially, I spent a number of years believing that not only does God exist and that I'm on my way to heaven, but that God has now empowered me with all these supernatural abilities like speaking in tongues, laying hands on people and seeing them healed and delivered. Delivered is a word meaning they are set free from sin or demonic oppression or possession or whatever, right? I believed too that God was literally speaking to me around the clock. Well, not around the clock, but a lot. My wife and I can tell you, we spent so much time, we spent so many years thinking that God was literally speaking to us, telling us things for our lives, things that we are to do, things that's going to happen, giving us words for other people. I will talk about all of this and the problems with all of this in just a few moments. But I spent so many years, and I feel like I wasted those years. Now, why do I want to talk about the delusion of Pentecostalism? I feel that Pentecostalism is very dangerous. It is a dangerous delusion to believe that you have powers of divine healing, and you couple that with, if you doubt you're sinning, going to the doctor is doubting. That's dangerous. It's dangerous for you, and it's dangerous if you have children. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying there are millions of people who have this mentality, but I'm saying it does happen. And it's very dangerous because there are children that are sick and their parents just believe they can pray the sickness away. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. It's a delusion to think that you can lay hands on people, speak in tongues, and then, expect them to be completely cured of whatever it is that they're inflicted with. And it's dangerous to think that you have some kind of special revelation from God for someone's life, and you're going to go to them and you're going to tell them that God is speaking to them, and that they don't need to marry this person, or they need to marry this person, or they need to live in this city, or they need to live in that city. It's dangerous because you are messing with people's lives. You could literally be the cause of why someone gets killed, someone gets divorced, someone doesn't marry the person that they were going to marry. You can change so many things about a person's life because you butted in. I know from experience. I had people tell me things. I've listened to people in my past, and they said, "Thus saith the Lord." When I was younger, I was more gullible. But as I got older, I started becoming a skeptic, even as a Christian. And I didn't just believe anything just because a Christian or even a pastor or my pastor said it. I think that's why I'm an atheist today, is because I questioned and I researched and I wanted to actually know the truth about something. I didn't want to just blindly believe something. And it's dangerous when you believe these things for yourself, when you think God is telling you to do such and such. And in reality, it's you, it's your mind. There's no validity to it. It's just random thoughts in your head. I can't prove to you that God doesn't exist. I would never try to make that claim. I see zero proof for any God, but I certainly see the dangers in all of this. And I would at least encourage you people to think about these things. I mean, we've got snake handlers. Again, they're not the majority of Pentecostals, but we have some Pentecostal snake handlers that tell people that they have to handle snakes. That's part of their faith. That's part of their salvation that they have to do. And they can't doubt. They have to believe that they're going to be protected from the snake. And if they do get bit, what does that mean? They had a lack of faith, or maybe they've got sin in their life. Don't you dare go to the hospital if you do get bit. Let's refuse medical treatment. This is dangerous stuff. Again, maybe this isn't the majority of Pentecostals, but the majority of Pentecostals, from my experience, do have dangerous type levels of delusion in their life because they do things that they normally wouldn't do, and they don't do things that they normally would do. All of this over what? Just blind faith that this God is real and that you've got some kind of special gift. I know that you think it's real. You think that speaking in tongues is real. I can speak in tongues. I spoke in tongues for years, and I realized there's nothing supernatural there. I'm not going to go into all the explanations for it. I don't even have all the explanations. I do know there's this thing called the power of persuasion, and I know you can make people fall over and make them think that something is happening to them. There's explanations for this. I know the brain is highly creative and can create language or the appearance of language. There's explanations for a lot of this stuff. But tell me, when have you saw an amputee regrow a leg or an arm? Is there one documented thing of this? I'm not talking about a revival where a guy said, "Oh, look at this. Their leg grew an extra 2 inches to be even with the other." Oh no, that's a trick. That's a con. I'm talking about real legitimate, documented. I would like to see it in video. Someone's leg missing from the knee down and it just grows before your eye. And then I would actually question if it was a manufactured video. But you know what I'm saying. That would be a start. There is no proof of divine healing. There's no proof that a God exists or that He speaks to us, that He gives us powers. They waste their life on a delusion, on this thing that they think is reality, but it's not. My wife and I spent so many years chasing stuff that we thought was God, going here, going there, not doing this, but doing that. We got ourselves so heavily in debt, so stressed out. It is still negatively affecting our lives. Since we've come out of all that, our lives are so much more sane and so much more normal and stable. We stay put. We've been in the same city for 5 years now. And overall, I'm much happier. It's not this fake happy either. Like, oh, I'm going to heaven, hallelujah. No, it's just a normal, stable happy. I have my ups and downs like everyone else. But it's real, you know what I'm saying? And I know that I have this one life and I'm going to live it. And I'm not going to worry about what happens after death. Because there's no proof of a heaven or a hell. There's no proof of a God or a Satan. So I'm living my life. And I refuse to get caught up in delusions that waste my life, waste my money, and harm my path in life and harm other people's path in life. Think about these things. I don't really know what else to say. So I think I'll kind of cut it off here. I would like to hear your feedback in the comments below. If you have any questions for me, let me know here. You can private message me or you can post them publicly. Feel free to check out my YouTube channel. Leave me comments there too or ask me questions. I'm pretty much an open book. But if I feel someone is trolling me, I'm getting now to where I don't respond or I might even block them. Anyway, I hope all of you guys have a great day and I hope you enjoy this atheist convention here on Facebook. It's been a pleasure. It truly has.